Hello, and welcome to another monthly recap of the Ride the Teacups Disney blog platform. This is the end of August 2019. My name is Steve. I'm the primary developer here on the project, and I am incredibly excited to be able to show all of the work that went in this month. So I'm very pleased with the results that we gathered. Let's go ahead and get started. So for starters, the simple content part, I wanted to write one blog entry and actually record a video entry. Those have both been accomplished, so I can get in here into 6 animated movies your kids must watch before their first Disneyland trip. So that's in here. Just different things you can watch together as a family that will help your kids be prepared for the big trip. So they're in no particular order, but there's some things they're going to see inside the parks that they're going to want to be aware of. So, like Cars has an entire land after it. Winnie the Pooh has characters out almost all the time, has a fantastic ride. Toy Story is going to have the music playing at all times throughout almost all of the parks. You've Got a Friend in Me is something Disney apparently really enjoys that tune. Peter Pan, of course, the Peter Pan's flight is one of the most exciting ones that is there, and Peter Pan and Captain Hook, some of the most regular characters running out and about. Dumbo has 2 rides in Fantasyland, and Snow White, of course, is going to be just kind of the very first fairy tale Disney really did, and everything else kind of followed suit. So, just 6 different animated movies that you should watch. You notice it loaded a lot quicker than it did last time. I fixed the API for relevant links, and so those are there now as well. Um, the other thing I wanted to do is create a video. I've accomplished that as well. You'll be able to see how to avoid losing your kids in Disneyland up here. Go through and make a project for you. Very pleased with the way the video came out, so I was able to use my new green screen studio that I showed you a couple months back. Ended up using full music, sound effects things, backgrounds, and all of that fun type of thing in here. So I'm really happy with it. Also got to put in different elements like the branding in the corner that it hovers up to a subscribe button. Um, I was able to put in my own custom captions in the bottom there, and then my just my fun little ticket to where it goes. So let's listen to it just for a minute. So I'm quite pleased with the way the video came out. I've got a few things that I will be doing differently next time to improve, but as far as a first effort goes, I'm very happy with that. So the content is there. It's very exciting. So, another thing that I wanted to be able to do for technical improvements was I wanted to require APIs to actually validate the user. I am very excited about this result. Every single call that's not a simple GET call now requires validation. You won't be able to do it from Postman or anything else without that actual validation coming through. Double, triple checked everything that I possibly could to make sure that everything is happening as it should be. Also, greatly increased the security as far as different security headers and things on the actual account, so really locked it down with as many express security tools as I possibly can. I also created a permissions object. So I was thinking that I may just use an array of permissions. I have the ability to do this, 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 and this, as I've seen it done in several other locations. But what I actually implemented was a whole nested object with a site like this that has so many different places to go and will eventually be a social network. The array didn't seem to have quite the ability to do everything that I wanted. So I'm very pleased with the result here. I don't want to go into too many details about it, just as a security precaution, but I'm very pleased with the way that it's come about. And I've got it working and actually validating on everything that can be done within the site. And then on top of that, I am also using Jwt Authentication for the website and for your basic functionality. Every single time you do a call that's not a GET, it will return an updated token for you, and it replaces it on your browser. So what that means is that I can have, once you're logged in, I can give you a token that expires after 10, maybe even as little as 5 minutes. And then you'll send that token back every response that you, with every request that you make. Basically every button click you do will include sending that token out. I'll validate it, make sure you are who you claim to be, and then I will send you a new token instead. So this is just makes everything a bit more secure as well. If anybody somehow steals your credentials against the 6, 7, 8 layers of security I've already put in, man, they'd better use it quick, because that key is going to be invalid in 5 minutes after it was generated. So that's great for you, because if you're sitting at a screen not actually clicking anything for 10 minutes at a time, generally means you've logged out. But for anybody else, the keys are useless to them, so they won't be able to do anything whatsoever on your account. So I'm quite excited about those security issues. I am the security point of contact for my day job as a web developer, so that's kind of a passion that hits home. So very happy about that. Also wanted to update the CSS in several of my games. And add the how to play component. One of the big pieces of feedback when I sent out the game for testing was people didn't really understand how to play. So I wanted to make this big how to play component. And all it does is just opens up my modal. Generally we'll have 3 pages. Page 1 is what's the goal of the game, how to play the game, and how to score points. And just very simple. The components are actually in a markdown format, so they're very, very lightweight, very quick, very low file size for you. Anything that tries to increase that speed. I was experimenting whether I wanted it left aligned like you saw in the focus game, or center aligned like you see here in Lexicon. I'm a much bigger fan of the center align, so I'm going to move that other one over. But again, I have what's the goal, how to play, and how to score points, and you can close or just click out of it, and it just explains the basics of the game. I've also updated the CSS for Lexicon completely, so on any device nothing gets lost, no words get lost. The clickable sections of the screen are larger than they used to be and more accurate. Easier to see basically everything on the screen, and read it even from a distance for your friends that are far away. So I'm very pleased with the way the Lexicon has come about. I am part of the way through updating the layout for focus, but I have not completed that work yet. So that's actually what I was in progress of doing as I'm making this video. So we'll be able to see that very shortly. And then just as a housekeeping bit, one of the other things that I wanted to do is really work on my project management for this. So I will sign into my GitHub here real quick, and I'll be able to, we can get out of that, be able to show you how the project is actually aligned. So I have my issues that are listed here, and I can also see everything that is just for this current month, and these are the things that I have there we go, that I've kind of dedicated to complete it in a month. This will be filled up again here shortly with many different issues that I want to accomplish, and I'll be whittling them down as we go. Other things that I find along the way won't have for this month, but things like creating the AWS endpoint, headers, and those types of things would be, let's see, we'll just get out of that. I will be there, but I also set up an entire project board. So I have just the different areas as far as anything that needs to go on. So for example, on the blog portion, I can get inside of here and see all of the things that I have set up for the blog site. So I can see I have the different things that I've planned out. I only have through September done. A couple of general things like create blogs and videos are there, but I'll be updating this and staying at least 1 month ahead for the roadmap, which is currently on my whiteboard. Get it into here. I can move it over, set it to be tracked as an issue once it actually does move, so I can keep track of everything, and then shows me when it's actually hit my dev branch so that I can end up using it. So these are just a couple of basically blog entries and templates. They'll just take a minute. I'll have it done by the end of the day today. And over here I can see all of my columns for everything that I want to do. And then anything else that I haven't captured officially on the roadmap, but I know that I need to do, I just happen to have noticed it later, came up with it later, I have listed as unassigned, and there are several different things that I want to do that I just haven't captured a month to do it. When I complete a month early, I'll be able to drag several of these in. But you can see I have different projects for the blog itself, just a bug board, projects for the games. You can see everything is in progress. I have my security tags, my administrative tasks, general website issues as well. So just a really nice progress board to be able to see everything, kind of where it's at and how things are going, and be able to track my issues back and forth. So I have a few other people that are on my testing team at this point. So having an issues board has been really helpful, so they can really record what they find as well. But those are the basic technical improvements that I've got here for Ride the Teacups here this month. I do officially own ridetheteacups.com. Very pleased with that. I also have another space for a beta location, so people who want to try out new features will be able to do that as well. So lots of exciting things happening this month. We are getting closer and closer to a November release. Looks like everything is on track to actually hit that, so very excited. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and let's go ride the teacups.